Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It is Thursday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 1830 Zulu on June 6th, 2024. And this is the Manufacturer Showcase brought to you by DX Engineering. And this is a show where we talk to the over 170 different manufacturers that we represent here at DX Engineering. And today we're very happy to have on Mike VA3MW from Flex Radio. Hello, Mike.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. And Mike, we're going to talk about amplifiers and tuners. Let's start out with the amplifier.
The power, I have a loopback echo somewhere, so I hate to do this, but I don't know where it's coming from. Just a minute. Hold on a sec, guys. And this is embarrassing. My problem. There we go. Tim, thanks for having me. We're going to talk about the Power Genius. And the Power Genius...
You're breaking up, Mike.
There's something really strange going on here. It's just never heard before. Nothing else is running. I'm breaking up.
You're okay now.
All right, Tim, start your, where were we at?
All right, so Power Genius, go ahead.
So Power Genius is a full legal amplifier Power Genius designed and built by 403 out of Montenegro. And it's built like a tank, and it's we call it an SO2R amplifier, but it's often used by other people in actually every ham shack. You can connect two HF radios to it, whether they're flex radios or OEM radios. You can connect, and they all have I/O control all through it for Kenwood, ICOM, Yaesu, Elecraft, and of course Flex radios or anything that has a Kenwood command set as well. So it band tracks, yeah, they're just. I mean, I love mine. I've got one on my remote. The remote very well. And what else can I add? Just an excellent amplifier. It's really well built.
The Power Genius, in case folks are not aware, covers 160 through 6 meters, right?
Yeah, 160 through to 6 meters.
Right, and it is 1,500 watts output. How much power does it take to drive it to 1,500 watts, Mike?
Roughly 50 watts, plus or minus a little bit. It all varies by band, and I think we've seen from all our amplifiers. It's got a couple of key cool things in it that aren't in other amplifiers too, is its ability to handle harmonics fairly well. There's a harmonic dummy load in the PGXL that ensures that the harmonic in any amplified signal is not reflected back into the amplifier. Now, as we've growing up, we were taught if you take a big signal at 20 meters, say 14 megahertz, and you amplify it to full power, there's a huge harmonic at 28 megs. Usually that hits the low pass filter, so because the FCC does not want it on the air, and it echoes back, and that's not good for the power amp. In the 403A world and how Renko and his guys designed this, there's a diplexer that captures that reflected power and funnels it over to a dummy load, and just turns it into heat rather than landing back on the power amplifier. And this really improves IMD numbers. There's less distortion. And I don't know of anybody else doing it. Now, could always be something new. And do you think, well, how big a dummy load do you need to have that handle all that reflected power? It's pretty big. It's a 400 watt dummy load, and it gets really warm.
Okay, well, that is a very interesting way to handle the harmonic energy, and that is quite creative. Let's talk a little bit about the way the radios interface with the amplifier too. You talked about that. Yes, it obviously works with Flex, but the Yaesus, the ICOMs, the Kenwoods of the world, no problem at all, Mike. Is that right?
Sorry, can you repeat your question? There's just a bit of a glitch there.
So the other radios, other than Flex radios, the interfacing to the amplifier, How easy is that?
How easy is it? And it's Kenwood Icom Yaesu, so Kenwood has an RS-232 connection. So does Elecraft. ICOM has a CIV connection, so it's just that CIV cable once you power it through the CIV hub, and of course BCD control from Yaesu as well. So generally, it's if you can find the cable, it's plug and play. ICOM's probably the easiest plug and play, and Kenwood I think might require something as simple as a null modem adapter.
Okay. Let's take a look at some photos of the amplifier, Mike, if you would bring that up.
Yep, no problem. If you just bring them in, and are they gone again? No, they're not here. Just a minute. If you want to chat about something else while we get them back online.
Yeah, I guess we can go to the tuner. Let's talk about the tuner.
So the tuner genius marries correctly to the amplifier, and we'll just share the screen here. Alrighty. Here's a picture of the amplifier, Tim. Does it come up?
Nothing showing.
Here we go.
Here we go.
There we go.
All right.
Let's go into presentation mode.
Yeah, talk about how clean the front panel is and what exactly.
So the Power Genius and they keep it very clean. There's just a standby operate button on the front panel. We've got this beautiful GUI, and you can either look at it here or you can look at it on your screen. We communicate to the GUI on a PC through your LAN connection, and or you can be remote. So meaning you don't have to be on the same computer. It could be a different computer on your desk. It could be a different computer in a different room or a different country. If we look inside, we can just sort of see how well built the Power Genius is. You'll see also it says A and B, and that's the A radio and the B radio. So you can hook up, if you've got two exciters, you can run two exciters through it, and then you switch the output. And then again, a little closer at the back, you'll see that we have the ability to plug in the CIV connection here, if you can see on my mouse, for the A side or the B side, or RS-232 or BCD data.
Yeah, boy, that's very nice and clean, and looks very professionally done. Let's talk for a second about the difference between this amplifier and other LDMOS amplifiers. Mike, are you with me?
Yeah, I am, absolutely. The LDMOS amplifiers today, we all go to them because they're a no-tune. I'm just going to... they're a no-tune device. That's why we like them. They're easy to play with and get on the air. They are very convenient. We can build a huge amplifier, a very powerful amplifier in a small box. And the cooling really helps with that. And it's just bulletproof. The first time you get one of these, you honestly think you could drive a truck over it.
Well, rugged certainly is important. And how does it deal with VSWR? Maybe now is a good time to talk about your tuner.
Excellent. So VSWR, it handles. I run mine, or have run mine for years without a tuner. Although you can see my tuner sitting up here, it runs full power up to about 2-to-1 SWR. It will run quite well. It'll start to fold back up to 3-to-1. So if you're getting to the edge of a dipole or something, you can still do that, or you're a tri-bander. The SWR protection in it is phenomenal. The SWR will trip, believe it or not, on a spike in about 10 microseconds. And I have seen Ranko in a video with the designer with this thing running full power, 1500 watts, and he's got a T connector on the feed line, and he takes a screwdriver and he shorts it out. Now, I don't know if a lot of people would try that with the amplifier, but it just trips off and says that, hey, power fault or VSWR trip. So we've also been known to find people's problems with their antennas when they maybe have an arc or something in a balun. It will detect that where, of course, a small VNA won't, and causes us to go look, and us as amateurs to go look a little deeper into the quality of our antenna systems. I've had an issue once where it was tripping all the time, and sure enough, I came and looked, and one of my PL259s had loosened off.
Right. Well, that those things do happen, and that's where the real problem is. As you know, Mike, is that can cause an amplifier to fail more than just trip offline. So those protection circuits, Mike, that's very, very important. Why don't you show us the tuner?
Sure. So the Tuner Genius is, and one thing, by the way, it's instant on. So it just pops right up and comes on and ready to go. So that's, again, we looked at that. The Tuner Genius marries directly with the Power Genius XL. It's the same idea that you'll notice that the GUI's the same, but it's also got knobs. While it's fully automatic, if you're somebody that wants to manually tune your touch up your antenna, you can push these buttons here and control either the input or the output capacitor or the coil. It tunes in about 10 seconds up to about a 10 to 1 SWR, and it just as you change bands, it comes back to where you were because it remembers what band you were on. There's a bin about every 20 kilohertz, like a frequency bin, and again, same idea, remotable. You could put the GUI on a different computer if you want, because it's LAN based. And this is the beautiful thing about amateur radio today. We're getting away from the point of where we need to have everything on the same computer. We can now have it on different computers.
Yeah, boy, that is very nice, and what a great looking tuner there. Tell us about the back panel there.
Yep. The same idea. You'll see the layout's incredibly similar. Now, this tuner comes in two models. The SO2R one, meaning you marry it through to the amplifier, and in the Flex world, it becomes a big ecosystem. But say I had two ICOM HF rigs, I could have one on each side and feed data through it. The tuner will also comes in a 1x3, and that means where you have a single exciter and you've got three antennas you want to share through it. You can notice, Tim, that it says here that band isolation is 70 dB. So you can, I bring up the SO2R world, the single operator 2 radio, only as a measurement tool to say how much isolation is available between, the left side and the right side.
Right, and that 70 dB is quite adequate to make sure that you don't create problems with the receiver front end. How about other antenna switching? So if you have multiple antennas for radio A and radio B.
Yep. So as we get, 403 has some other products that we don't have, we don't carry. Well, we do carry one of them, the Tuner Genius or the Antenna Genius. And it allows us to control up to 8 antennas on 2 different radios at the same time, and pretty good isolation through that as well, and allows us to just imagine having a switch where I've got 6 or 7 antennas and I've got 2 radios and the ability to either use one radio, one antenna, or the other antenna on either radio. It used to be you had to choose that maybe I'll keep this all low band and I'll keep this side all high band. Now you don't have to worry.
Boy, that is great, Mike. You can stop the share now, and I really appreciate you coming on today. We're excited here at DX Engineering to have these products on the shelf. For the most part, sales have been good. So if perchance we go out of stock, we are working hard to get things back on the shelf, and I think these are going to be a very popular amp going forward. Really good customer reaction so far, and a great relationship between Flex 403A and DX Engineering.
Great, and we're happy to be part of that. The automation just makes it. Those 3 a.m. blow-ups don't happen anymore. For our contest guys, or even our DX expedition guys who just go hunting DX, the ecosystem's pretty cool, and we're so happy to. You guys are part of the team here. If you have any questions, you can reach out to either one of us. We're happy to talk to you and go where we have to go.
That sounds great, Mike. Well, thanks for coming on today, and we'll certainly have you on again, maybe closer to the fall season, as we are really getting into the throes of the peak of the sunspot cycle now. And great to have an amplifier that goes 160 through 6. You don't have to worry about it. It's clean, and interface is very nice. So that's the whole key, is making it easy, simple, and most of all, reliable. Mike, thanks again for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Tim. Have a great day.
All righty, and thanks to all of you for watching. Hope you had fun, and come on, tomorrow we've got a special guest for the weekend special. Until then, 73 from DX Engineering.